Hey, it's Eric with HoosierCycles. Just outside, it's got to be close to 60 outside. Great weather today. Um, I am switching gears today. I have some BMX stuff that I've been collecting through the fall and now winter. And I want to get some of this stuff built and ready for the spring because this kind of provides a little bit of money for my habit. Um, find these mid-school BMX bikes now, discarded. Uh, they just probably been sitting in parents' garages for years or in sheds, and now they're just getting rid of them. And I found a pretty nice build or a bike here. This is a Trek, and if you want to know more about Trek's history in the BMX world, just go to BMX Museum. They're probably the premier of history on BMX and reference bikes. They also do a lot of part sales too. This one is well, let me check the serial number because I'm just online. I have to get my stand to want to flip over. I might have decoded this one. Maybe not. 96. So this is a 96 Subculture SS. And if you know anything about Trek, the BMX line, they had a sub line of bikes. It was a Subculture, Subtonic, and some other sub ones. And Trek was not in the BMX world very long. They were like early 90s, like maybe 93. They had some steel ones, and then by 96, 97, 98, that's when they were building some stuff in the US. And this is like I think a 7001 aluminum, 7001. I've also seen maybe it's a 60, but I think it's a 7000 series aluminum. And very nice, well-built bikes. Nobody really knows about them. They don't. I don't think they're not in the spotlight like a GT bikes of that era. And I personally, I believe I like the old school BMX, but I think the mid school BMX in the mid 90s up until probably early 94, 95, and then up through maybe the 98, 99, they were far superior built, BMX bikes in the old school. I know I'm probably going to get some grief on that, but the technology was just way better than the old stuff, and it was mainly, the braking system went to V brakes or cantilever, and then they went to a threaded fork, so you didn't have the quill stems failing, or you didn't have the quill, the threaded forks failing. They were just far superior. Geometry maybe shrunk a little bit, but they still had the length and similar geometry. And then you saw a lot of three-piece cranks being introduced then too. That was just the way it is. And a lot of these 90s bikes you can find pretty dirt cheap now. I picked this one up, and can't see it here, but there's a GT. This is a Pro Series. Let me see if I can loosen this. That's a Pro Series right there. Mid 90s, aluminum framed, chromoly fork on it. It's it's got a different crank on it, but it's a nice bike. I'm gonna get that one rebuilt. I've got this Pro line. I'm sorry, that's a Pro Series. This is a Pro Comp red line frame too that I picked up, and this is a mid school. But these bikes I'm going to salvage and get them out back and get them so they can be ridden again. And they're just really nice quality bikes. This is a red line here, or not a red line. This is just a mid-school Viper Diamondback steel frame, nothing special. And this is a red line mid-school, 96, probably 95, 24-inch. That somebody did a real bad rattle can on it and stripping, but I restripped it. I want to build this one up. I've got enough components to build this one up. So I'm going to get these out and ready for somebody to enjoy this spring, and then make a couple of bucks so I can you know, keep building my cruisers and stuff like that. So this one right here, I'm just going to go ahead and throw the brakes on it and the front wheel and get some grips on it, and then that'll be ready for somebody to enjoy. So just if you want to hang out here, we'll get this brake on. All right, so the 96 Subculture Trek SS is on the road, or ready to go on the road again, and just at a rider's quality. Didn't take much to get back on the road. I did have to pretty much wet sand the frame because it was so tarnished. Aluminum had oxidized. So a quick scuff with a high like 600 grit, wet sanding, and then polished it somewhat, and it brought it back to life. It would have had a 3-piece crank on it, a tubular crank on there, but the chain ring would have been a like a spider with a T on it, just like the rear dropout, and then would have had aluminum outer ring. This one I went with a 39. The bars and the fork are factory. I believe that is a factory stem from 96. This could be, I'm pretty sure it's a 96, but it could have been carried on through 98. They're almost similar. This had the V brake. I swapped that out with a higher quality Tecro. The original one wasn't on it. Seat post would have been a chromoly laid back seat post, which I have, but it was in bad shape. I just went with this aluminum one and a new seat, or newer seat, and grips on it. And the wheel set, I'm pretty sure the Formula could have been a factory wheel set. This is a Formula hub. Let's see if I can get a good shot of it for you. Oh, I'm blocking it. That's a Formula hub. And then what I've read on some BMX museum is a Rhea was the wheel, or at least a rim, and that is an Rhea rim. The rear is not an Rhea rim, but the hub is a Formula. So maybe this got swapped out, the rear wheel, the rim itself. Not uncommon for that to happen. Somebody just laced in a new rim. These are actually sealed bearings. There's no cone. No cones in here that I see, or axle cones, axle nuts. It's all pressed in stuff. So these are pretty nice wheel set. Not a bad bike. Measures about 20 and a half, I think. 20-inch wheel. But this is ready to go back out in the public and get somebody else riding it. All right, thanks for tuning in. It's Eric with Hoosier Cycles. If you're a subscriber, appreciate it. Thank you. If you're not, please subscribe, and please hit the like button. We'll check you out another build.